Hey, we are live. Hey guys, Chris and Kentrell here.
What's going on, people?
He knows what to do with his hands now.
I'm back. I'm back and better than before.
Better than ever?
Not ever, but better than before.
Yeah. What do we got here?
I feel like
seen this yet? I want to start off with this because this is.
I feel like once this box opens up, it's going to be like a blast of radiant light.
Since I got to play with it already.
Where are my sunglasses?
Are you ready?
Here, you want one?
Yes, give me shades.
Are you ready?
Yes.
The all new Walther Q5 match.
Oh my
Steel
God.
frame. Yes, the steel frame, she is here. Check that out. It's got weight.
The weight is
It's
beautiful.
definitely got weight to it.
It's very balanced. That feels almost better than the polymer bottom.
It does. I like it. It's got the extended beaver tail on there. Instead of having the little European mag release, it's got the regular push button. The grip is a little bit different, being that it's all metal, so it does have a little bit bigger purchase in the hand.
Well, yeah, that
already cut for optics, extended beaver tail,
fits right in.
just enough weight on the bottom end to give it a little more weight. Comes ready to go. You have 3 mags. You have one of these super fancy mag loaders because clearly you're going to use that. It's got all your different attachments, so you want to put optics. There is one for the RMR or the Holosun 507. So you got lots of options there, but ooh, baby, is that thing awesome or what?
That trigger is.
It's unbelievable.
I'm gonna let you play with it.
So take a little gander there. Q5 match steel frame. Ooh.
Now, I'm a huge fan of the European grips, period. So like the Walther and the HK, like just the way they do their grips, it makes the gun melt into your hand.
Look at that, a little bit of take up.
Yeah, not that bad.
Nice good wall there. And then it breaks. And look at this reset.
Some pretty good splits right there.
Man.
Yeah. Competition gun right out the box.
Definitely ready for competition right out the box. You really don't need to do anything. I know the one that we shot at SHOT Show did have a little bit of a flared extended magwell on there, so not sure if that was like for an additional you can get, or
It's the Pro version, I think.
The Pro version? Okay, so they got the Pro version as well. But an unbelievable
I like the
gun.
the little lip they give you at the bottom of the grip though.
Yeah.
So even though you don't have the magwell on there, you still got that lip that lets you get a really comfortable grip. But like I said before though, just that the European grips, just the way they make those and the way they fit in your hand, it's like you can never go wrong with those.
I need this.
Yeah.
I need this.
Yeah.
I kept telling myself, I'm not sure between the polymer and the steel frame, if the steel frame being about $600 more than the polymer one was worth it. And then it came in and I got to play with it and it was like, oh, I don't know. I mean, it's like perfectly balanced right on your finger. Like, just sits so lovely. Oh,
And they thought of everything on there too, man.
yeah, it's just, and it shoots really well. If you go to our SHOT Show coverage, you can see Phil and I shooting it. I think we shot one with the dot, one without the dot. I mean, they both shoot the same, but man, it just awesome pistol.
I keep looking at it.
We've got 3 of them, so we thought we only had 2 coming in. We actually have 3 of them, so come grab them. They're not going to last very long, so come grab your Q5 match steel frame while we have these few.
You gotta set that up like
Yeah, there we go. Boom. That way they can just keep keep staring at it.
Yeah, because you see me, I'm just like.
Right, you're just like, I don't know if we're going to be able to do anything else on it. But so, other than having awesome steel frame guns coming in, other fun stuff we got going on at the range right now?
We've got this weekend coming up the Springfield Armory Indoor IDPA Championship. A lot of guys have been looking forward to that, so that is this weekend.
10 stages of IDPA goodness.
Yeah. Huge prize table.
Yeah, so Justin was able to put together something like $4,000 worth of prizes to give away. So there are, due to some of the recent changes and the unfortunate side of that, we have lost a couple of shooters thanks to
our tier status.
I'm not going to point out anybody in specific IDPA, so we have a couple of spots open. So jump in. It does say it's sold out, but that's only because we still have those people that are listed in there for reasons and such. But jump on there. You're going to be bumped into the wait list. No big deal. Dustin will get you added and activated right away. So I think it's $90. Like I said, 10 stages. We're going to start 8 a.m.-ish for shooters getting here. 8:30 shooters meeting, 9 o'clock first shots on Saturday. Probably wrapping up about 4 or 5. We got toasted raviolis, Emo's Pizza coming for afterwards, and 4204 Main Street Brewery.
I think that's it, yes.
Beer. That is, we're gonna wait because of the awesomeness of having beer as well, which I don't know of a whole lot of matches that you get to have a beer at the end. No. It'll be at the end. Exactly. So we also have Dustin put together, thanks to John, some snacks and drinks. So like non-alcoholic ones. So come in. If you haven't seen any competitions, you want to see what does a major competition look like, what does a 50 people look like shooting in 2 bays, come on in Saturday, come in, check it out, watch a couple of stages. Or
this is the 3rd year, right? We've done
third year.
So we've kind of got it down to a smooth science.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We got Harambe. Harambe's gonna be making a special appearance.
Special appearance.
Like, you can't go wrong when you got Harambe.
I know, right?
So that's all I'm gonna give you on that one. But
come and see what we're talking about.
Gonna make a shout out. So come check it out. Also, training. We got Carbine 1 on Monday, CCW on Tuesday, and then next
Carbine 1 on Sunday, CCW on Monday.
That's what I meant, is Carbine 1 on Sunday, because I can't read the calendar very well. Yeah. So you guys have fun on that one. Phil will be doing that one. Then CCW on Monday and Saturday, right? Or am I wrong on that one too?
Monday and then the following Saturday.
Yeah. Then, big one, next Saturday, tactical triage. So in a nutshell, Rob Morton from, was it Technical Care Concepts? I always get that messed up. But Rob put together, basically it's the military standard for your bleeder type stoppage triage issue. He took that class and kind of civilianized it. So it kind of, I don't know if that would be dumbed down or smartened up. I'm not really sure, but anyway, he converted that over to a civilian standard to make it a little bit easier for the civilians to understand. So that'll be next Saturday. There are still spots open. If you're going to be doing shooting, unfortunately, there is a chance that somebody's going to be hurt. If you are in the world today, there's a chance somebody has a gun and they will get hurt, or someone will get hurt.
If you can still carry.
Yeah, it's going to be a great idea to have some medical training so that when there's holes, you know what to do to stop the outpouring of blood, because you only got so much of that. Hey, look at that, straight off of Phil's ankle. And it even smells like Phil still.
Always be prepared.
Speaking of Phil, we're going to talk about Phil and his tap rack sniff option that he employs. This is a little ankle set from HSGI. It carries, you got a tourniquet in here, a combat bandage, some gauze, set of gloves. So your super basic combat kit or triage kit, nice and easy. Keep the bleeding to a minimum.
That's pretty cool.
Give that back to you so you can put it back on your ankle. It does still smell like Phil. Another big one coming up, Spartan 300. Bart tells me that there are a couple of spots that opened up on that one. So that is going to be the 1st and 2nd of June. It's out at Sparta, Illinois. You got, what we got, six of the range crew that'll be out there shooting, and got a couple of us that'll be working it all weekend. So come out, check us out, have some fun. It is awesome. 10 stages, 26 pieces of steel on every stage. Absolutely chaos.
If you love shooting steel, this is the match for you.
If you just like to shoot and you want to shoot a bunch, grab yourself, I say a minimum of 500 rounds.
Oh yeah.
You're like, however fast you can pull the triggers, how fast they're going to go right down range. And if you're like me, I'm going to be bringing about 600 rounds because
to shoot extra.
Like it's only fun if you're shooting, right? So if you just do the extra shooting, you get extra fun. Yeah. And it's yeah. Maybe I'm not good enough for it, but hey, Oh, speaking of Phil, it's this Elite backpack. Elite, we'll be doing some more stuff with those, so stay tuned for some more info about that really cool backpack. Check out what's inside of this. Ooh, look at this little munchkin.
Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah.
We got a baby Banshee.
So Phil has been waiting, I would love to say patiently, but that would be a total lie. He's been waiting desperately for his Banshee to arrive, and it finally came in yesterday. He was so excited, immediately goes running downstairs. I haven't seen Phil smile this much. I don't think I've ever seen Phil smile this much. For 2 solid days, he's been giddy and running around like a little schoolgirl. So he finally got his Banshee 9mm little, what is it, MK, I think it's MK9. MKGS or
MKGS.
So it is the Banshee model, so that means it is the shortest one that they offer. So it's got the little ripstock, which is just a rip brace, because it's just a pistol. So instant deploy, super awesome. Takes Glock mags. He chose for the Glock option. He's got it topped off with a Holosun 503 CU. It is the green one. It is fancy. It is awesome. And Phil has this weird, like, shoot, take out mag, sniff bag.
You gotta get to know your
He says it was smoking. We were watching the video. I didn't see any smoking, and I don't know why. If it was smoking, he sniffed it. But I mean, there's been weird stuff.
You don't want to know.
I mean, it smells like oil, like regular oil. So they do come lubed, and I guess there's a bit of extra lube on there. But awesome stuff. Shout out down below and tell us how many or what color we need to bring in for you so that you can go home with your own. If we order it straight from CMMG, I know that they were at like 2 to 3 weeks there for a while, and then they decided, hey, let's try a new caliber and launch the 40 cal and instantly jump from 2 to 3 weeks to 4 to 6 weeks. So, but when you're doing good things, sometimes a lot of people want those good things. So it is awesome. I think this is their 300 series. So no, is it 300? 300 series. So you got the ambi charging handle, ambi mag or selector.
Shorter barrel.
The shortest barrel that they offer.
What's the length on that barrel?
Like 5 inch.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
Super tiny, but woo! Talk about a compact package that packs a wallop.
Right.
So, awesome stuff there. So let's get into the less fun and less exciting stuff. I'm just gonna leave them up there. Is that all right, Phil?
Sure.
That way we have like awesome pistols. I guess technically 2 awesome pistols.
Awesome pistols.
On display. So, bomb threat in Washington yesterday. Washington, Missouri. Yes, Washington, Missouri. The little town that is kind of what, central Missouri, basically, kind of.
That's not that little.
Maybe
of a
a little.
town.
It's big for Sam.
It's big for it's big for small town, but it is small for
it's
big town. Like
probably the biggest town Franklin County has.
Okay.
They have their own JCPenney.
But it's still called a town.
That makes
it's
it
not
big,
necessarily a full-on city.
They have their own JCPenney.
They can be a big town, but they can't. They're a very small city.
5 grocery stores.
Anyway.
Washington, Missouri.
Right, Washington, Missouri, just west of here. So a 14-year-old girl went and left a note in the bathroom saying that there was a bomb in the school and don't go to school the next day. So obviously they freaked out. They did a search. School went on lockdown, so on and so forth. But unfortunately, it's like a thing now that kids think they can get out of doing tests or whatever. But like, this is not a good idea, guys. Not at all. Now, luckily, they didn't end up finding any bombs, so it was just a false threat, which is
a big step up from just pulling the fire
thankfully,
alarm.
yeah. But like, you want to pull a fire alarm? We had the kid in Francis Howell that drove his car through the front door so he could get out of the ACT testing. Like, guys, pull the fire alarm. It's a much smaller fee when you get hit with it because it's like what, $600 or something like that.
I don't know.
I don't think it's technically even a felony. It's just a naughty boy. You totally get out of class and you spend an hour outside of class, and then if you're the one that pulls the fire alarm, you'll probably spend a little more time out of class. But
but just in today and just how things are going right now, bomb threat is just so much bigger.
Yeah,
it shuts everything down.
They think it's okay that they do these things, and like, come on, people. So then a crazy story, and this one totally caught all of us kind of by surprise. So an 8-year-old boy shot his mother at a baseball game. Which sounds like, what? So I guess the story goes that they were at the annual Babe Howard Classic game, which is more of a celebratory game. They're honoring the veterans and so forth. So they had a display going on. They had an antique World War II Jeep by this so-and-so McFarland turd ball. Not the brightest crayon in the box. So it was on display, and the kid goes in there and he's playing around with the Jeep and finds a gun and picks it up and assumes that since it's on display, and I mean, why would you have a loaded gun on a display for kids to climb around on? And so he thought it was a toy. So he pointed at his mom, pulled the trigger, and shot her. Because it was not a toy, it was a real gun. It was loaded. So the guy's been pulled in. She was in the hospital in critical condition. This happened Tuesday, so it happened yesterday. So she's in the hospital now. Hopefully she pulls through, but
on a bigger note,
I think going to get blasted.
Yeah,
and
I mean, this is just going up into locking your guns away. Okay, so this guy was at an event and he just left his loaded pistol in there for a little kid just so happened to find it, right? But we hear a lot in the news about people getting their firearms stolen from their vehicles because they're not locking them away in their vehicles, right? So it's kind of a good segue to move over into that and just kind of push the fact you guys lock your guns away. If you're going to have firearms in a vehicle, make sure that you lock them away properly or remove them from the vehicle, period, when you leave the vehicle.
Yeah, and NPR, and I mean, it's NPR.
Yeah.
We were just talking about it beforehand. It's where they pull their stats from.
Yeah, like I wouldn't.
It can be questionable. So, nonetheless, though, they even so there's this article out there, and they even state in the article, there's an NPR article, it states clearly, there are no reliable national numbers. Well, thank you. Thank you for being honest and saying, hey, we don't really, but they did do a survey. They sampled a bunch of police departments and tried to figure out what was going on, but they did see, and we've been hearing about it, that there are more guns being stolen from cars, and that's just going up. In St. Louis, and it didn't really say the time period, so I'd have to imagine this is over the past couple of years because St. Louis, or Missouri specifically, just signed the constitutional carry in 2016, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah.
2016, 2017, where they kind of went through couple of jump hoops of changes, but went from 200 guns stolen out of cars to 597. 1 year. In 1 year,
that's pretty
600
big
guns stolen out of cars.
Yeah.
They're basically saying that it is, generally speaking, more because there are more people carrying guns in their cars. Now, I kind of think that there's a bit of a problem there because we've now got more people that are carrying guns and they're carrying guns in their car, but why aren't they bringing them inside? Probably because we don't have the training so that we can get our actual CCW license, which, yes, is not required in the state of Missouri in order to carry that. In the car, requires nothing but being of the age of 21.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of advantages to having your CCW. You can carry in more places. You can, in a nutshell, you have more rights that are protected still with your CCW license. People can, certain areas can't tell you can't.
Yeah.
There are still the major exceptions, federal buildings and so forth, sporting events.
Right.
But it also goes through, and I know that our trainers here in their classes are very big on going through a whole section on, hey, securing your firearm.
Right.
In fact, we were just talking about it. KD, who we're all big fans of, it just posted a thing today saying that something to the effect of having a gun but not having training is completely asinine, or be telling someone they should have a gun without telling them they need the training is totally backwards.
Exactly.
You need the training. You need to know that this is a bad idea, and why you wouldn't know that keeping a loaded gun unlocked in a vehicle is not a bad idea is beyond me. But
yeah, I'm always pushing the fact that yes, in Missouri, like Chris said earlier, you're not required to have your concealed carry, but the knowledge and the information that you get from taking that class, I call it vital information, because like you said, you can go places with or without that concealed carry, and it's like night and day difference of what your consequences could be for you getting in trouble or getting caught with that firearm. And also the training, aspect of it. Like, why get a firearm if you're not going to learn how to use it? The point in having it is to be able to protect yourself. So if you're not training, that is just like, I don't know, having a screwdriver in a drawer, a tool drawer with a bunch of crap in it and you don't fix anything, right? So it's just like having it for what? So if you're gonna purchase a firearm, it's very important to learn to use it, and
it's like
to lock it away, right?
It's like buying a car and having no clue how to function the thing.
There you go.
And then a guy sits down, the salesman sits down and goes, okay, well, here's your key. It goes in here, you turn it forward. When you hear it running, you don't have to, you can let go of the key. You put it in, push this button, pull this thing to the D, and then go. Here's your gas, here's your brake, there you go. Because ultimately, we have that new owner's orientation where we do go through the basics with somebody, that, especially if it's their first time. We're really big on pushing them into, hey, it's a free class. It's really on how to break the pistol down. What are your super basics? What are the 4 basic firearm rules of safety? How do we take it apart and clean it safely, and so forth? But it's not really training. It's a great informational class, but we do it out of, we feel it's our duty to just at least inform people the basics.
Introducing you to your firearm.
We can't force people into take training, although it would be really nice if we could, because I know we'd at least have them go through a couple of basic classes, basic handgun if it's a handgun, or rifles or so forth, a basic firearms course, and then if it's a handgun and you're looking at even possibly CCW, heck yeah, we push you through the CCW because law. Yeah, it goes through like 4 or 6 hours worth of law. When can you, what can you, how do you, that sort of thing. So I'd love to force that on to everybody, but they say we can't force people.
So all we do is recommend it.
So it's heavily recommended. And that way we have a few of these guns stolen out of cars that are less because we'll have more people putting them in safes. And then I think another big issue is people aren't able or aren't willing to bring them in with them when they go into their places. So some of the big places they're saying is, car or sporting events.
Right.
I'm kind of stuck on that. We did have the local guy here in St. Louis, that the police officer that was trying to set up a big drop your gun off, come back, pick it up.
Yeah, he did. That didn't go.
I don't think that went over real well. I know that personally I was a bit timid on walking up to a building and saying
Hold my gun.
all the rest of the people, I'm now unarmed.
Right.
And then knowing that I'd have to go back there at a later point and be like, hey guys, I'm armed now.
Right.
Because the whole idea of CCW is it's concealed. I don't really want to be seen doing that. So, some options to think about in the future, but nonetheless, and we get into some of these that like moving to new stuff, some issues. Kind of wraps into what I wanted to do as a rant, but like some non-developing stories and non-informational stories, and that's kind of I have an issue with some of these things.
Yeah.
So new one, 5 people being shot in one house. 1 was found dead on the porch, 2 found dead inside, 1 found barely breathing, brought to the hospital. Since then they've died. And then 1 with a gunshot wound to the leg, still in the hospital. Guess how much information we have on any suspects?
That's it.
We have 5 people being shot.
Yeah.
We have no information. And from what I'm understanding of, and I read like 6 or 7 different articles about it, and there's a story like, I guess the grandma to some of them lived right next door.
Okay.
She's now passed away because of a totally separate issue, but I have a feeling she was a very elderly woman, and that losing 3 or 4 family members in the house next door to you might be enough to, unfortunately,
Possibly.
be enough in some of them senses. So, like, 0 information out of it.
Yeah.
Another horrible one.
A 4-year-old boy shot and killed Monday evening on Peoria, on the south side.
Yeah, I mean,
He was caught in the middle of a targeted shooting.
a targeted shooting. Like, they're aiming for the driver. So there was the 4 people.
Right.
The driver, this 4-year-old, his mother, and an unknown 4th person or 3rd adult, however you want to look at that. The unknown took off and ran away. The driver, and I mean, this happened at 5:45. 5:45 in an apartment complex.
Middle of the day.
Middle of the day, middle of, obviously there's a lot of people that live around there. The man was a 23-year-old man, and it said that he was known by police. This little boy was shot. As soon as they pulled up, somebody started opening fire and started shooting. And it's believed at this point that it was targeting the 23-year-old driver, but this little boy ran out and whatnot, got shot twice in the back, once in the arm, died of internal bleeding, and yet they have nothing.
Nothing else.
No information. Then Peoria's police department says, and I quote, "We believe that people with first-hand knowledge of the incident are withholding information, which is very frustrating." End quote.
It's that stupid law of the hood. Snitches get stitches, or whatever. It's sad when you have kids involved in the stupidity.
Yeah. All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. I mean, if this boy would have been shot by, let's say, a police officer, we would have heard all kinds of justice for Jeremiah, and we'd had all this push of justice for Jeremiah.
Yeah.
And we want to know what happened. Why not now?
Yeah.
He's still a 4-year-old boy, taken way too soon.
Yeah.
Why don't we want justice for him? Why don't we want the information for this guy?
And sadly, this just happens too often in a lot of places where people know things, and for whatever reason they just choose to withhold this information. So you're not helping anybody by not saying anything, especially if you know something.
And we were talking and I understand in some aspects where people don't want to say something because they don't, like you were explaining, like if the neighborhood finds out
Right, exactly.
that you snitched,
Right.
I mean,
And
whether
that.
or not it's even the person that did the thing that
Right.
finds out that you snitched, like,
Yeah.
I guess it's a community thing that the
Right.
whole community doesn't want you to talk bad
Yeah,
like
it's kind
that.
of like that hidden, that law, you know, that street law, you know.
Yeah, and I
it's-
don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Like when you have a 4-year-old boy that's targeted,
Right.
And then this article went on to say that it's unclear
Yeah.
if a shots fired call that happened nearby an hour later was connected to this shooting.
Well, did somebody pop up
Interesting.
at the hospital?
Yeah, police say 4 houses were struck. Clearly, this guy doesn't know how to aim, whoever it was. Luckily, no victims found at the scene. However, a man that was shot in the torso was dropped off at an area hospital in a private vehicle very shortly thereafter, and he wouldn't say where he was shot.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he knew who it was, and
Very possible.
I get that there could be some repercussions,
Right.
But why? Like, why? When you have a 4-year-old that's the one that's shot and killed,
Exactly.
what repercussions would be justifiable in any mindset
Yeah. Yeah.
to
it's-
continue that? I don't understand it. I don't understand. And this is like, as I'm scrolling through,
Right.
it was actually hard to find articles for today that actually had information. Like sometimes they, we don't know.
Yeah.
Here's some basic info. We don't have any other, and we don't have a motive for it. We don't know
Exactly.
what's going on. You have the school shooting that happened last week. Oh, we have no motive. Okay, big media. We know that you don't know how to twist that motive because you have a hard Democrat, anti-Trump, pro-Obama, and a transgender that are involved in a school shooting. Like it totally goes against your narrative that the Trump fan, like, I guess that's not really, I don't know. It doesn't fit their narrative, so
No,
we don't talk about it.
No, they don't want to touch
Yeah,
that.
like just let's step back. Let's go back to Sandy Hook because that fits into the narrative, I guess. But you have the 4-year-old boy, the 5 people shot in one house. There's also a woman that was shot in the face,
Yeah, see, I didn't even know about
middle of the
that.
day,
Yeah.
shot in the face and neck. They got no information. You got the guy that was just seen hanging out the
Hanging
side of
out.
the car.
Yeah.
They got pictures of this guy on 70 in Florissant.
This was yesterday, right? Or
No, this is
maybe-
like a week and a half ago.
week
Week and a half
Okay.
ago. But they put it out. They've got the pictures out there. They've spread it around. Nobody knows who this guy is.
And he's on camera.
He shot a 27-year-old woman while driving down the highway. 27-year-old woman was shot twice, I think, in the back,
Yeah.
or something like that. She's in the hospital in critical condition. At first, I couldn't find any updated information about her, which kind of tells me that they don't have any new information. Like,
Yeah.
why don't they have any new information?
Well, a lot of times too, when they have these open investigations, they can't really give out names or a lot of the details. So, you know, when you get those breaking stories, you'll only get that. Oh, we got 2 people shot and blah,
this
blah,
guy's
blah.
hanging out the side of a car
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
shooting
he's-
people.
Right. Yeah.
I would kind of feel a little better since I do drive down 70, knowing that this guy's not continuing to drive down 70. Like, I know that there's been multiple shootings that have happened on 70, but can we at least find out one
This
of them?
first time I've seen something like
Couple
this though. This guy like literally like it looks like
He's hanging out of the
he's
car.
in an action movie or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, maybe. Yeah, I don't think they were shooting any action movies
No, I don't think so.
in St. Louis.
Not during that time of day.
Yeah, well, probably somebody would have. Well, somebody'd have some information if they were shooting a video like that movie. Yeah, but of course we don't get that information because there's no justice for those that are innocent and don't need, I guess, people to help find out what happened to this poor 4-year-old child that is now not going to grow up. And yeah. So I don't know. Pretty solemn story.
Yeah.
We started off real exciting though with some cool pistols. You got a hero?
Go Blues.
Go Blues.
Blues
Yeah,
doing really
Blues
good,
doing
right?
well. I still think they may choke, but I'm not officially saying that because I'm being nice. Because I really want to see St. Louis win. I really do. I'd love to see the Blues win. I kind of quit following hockey a long time ago when they went on strike. I just kind of lost excitement on that. And the Blues typically choke long before they have now, so they are on a run. And I hope that they are like the Post Sox of a few years ago. And sadly, I hate to say it, but those guys up in Chicago, they have like the little baby bear thing. I'm not even going to say their name, but that finally broke the curse. I'm hoping that the Blues are finally going to break the curse and make it all the way and win the Stanley Cup. Let's hope.
Let's see.
Let's hope. One other hero, and if any of you have anybody that is out in the Lincoln County area that plays baseball or softball, Lincoln County has put together, it's the second year they've done it, they're calling it the Wonder League. So they've got all these kids that have special needs, and they put them all together, and they've got them playing basically a T-ball game. They're all hitting off a tee, but it's an awesome, awesome thing that they're doing for these kids, giving them a chance to go out there and play. Luckily, my daughter's team was asked to play last year. We did it. We were one of only 2 teams that did it last year for them. But these kids have such a great time. Yeah. My girls are just absolutely loving this thing. They have only had 2 teams. They want to get 6 games for these kids, and they've only had 2 teams that volunteered. Our team and then one of the other board members, her older group, they also volunteered to play. So they got 2 teams to play. So we're being asked to play again, but they're wanting Lincoln County groups and the Troy groups to be the ones that play, but I'm thinking, like, if anybody else has teams that could play.
How do we find that information?
I don't know. That's Troy Baseball Softball Association is the ones that are starting that up, and they're the ones that are running that. Our head coach has talked with them, and so I can find some information if you guys are interested, but right now I'm trying to get them to let my Moscow Mills girls, because I've got a 14-year-old that's doing it. My 10-year-old plays in the Moscow Mills division. They're trying to say, well, we want Troy if we can get Troy's, but we've got some other groups that, from what I'm hearing, O'Fallon team wants to do it. So Troy Baseball Softball Association, if you check them out, I know on Facebook they posted something about the Wonder League that they did last week. So it'll be Friday, 7 o'clock. Troy's main field out there in Troy Park. So if anybody wants to go watch an awesome time and cheer some kids on, it is absolutely, they got this one little girl, she is just this little pint of peanuts, and she's wearing this helmet, and she's trying to run and hold the helmet up. It was absolutely adorable. But
pint of peanuts, right.
She wasn't as big as a sack of potatoes. She was like this. She is so tiny. It is so cute. But she had a grin ear to ear. There's another little boy, Jacob, that our girls, actually, a bunch of our girls actually go to school with this kid. I don't know what he suffers from, but he's wheelchair bound and nonverbal and everything. He's definitely got some issues. He's another little munchkin dude. But he is, according to his dad, he is a huge baseball fan. Yeah. So last year was his first time getting to actually play baseball. And they said that he talked about that game for 3 months afterwards, just constantly talking about it.
That's pretty awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
So if you know anybody that's out in the Troy area that is playing sports, baseball or softball, shout out to them, say, hey, can you guys get involved in the Wonder League, or reach out to the Troy Baseball Softball Association and see, hey, we have some people that are willing to play. Can we somehow join in with the Wonder League? So I guess Sam just posted some information up. Did you go to the site?
Yeah, I found the post about there for our last game and shared the pictures on there.
So you see pictures on there, and then you can follow that through. If anybody knows of anybody that can somehow help out. They've asked us to play again, so we're playing again on Friday night. My girls are going to play again on Friday night. So we're ecstatic. please don't attack our Friday. But you guys can have like any of the other ones. They want to try and get 6 games, so I know this will be at least 2 that they'll get to play.
Yeah.
So if we can somehow find a way to help them out and get a couple of teams, that'd be awesome, because it is so cool. No money, no nothing, just all they want is love and cherishing fun, and these kids are having a blast with it. So
Sweet.
it's cool stuff. So we'll start with a good note, end with a good note.
End with a good note.
There we go. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. You're supposed to say, "Are you ready?" It's our motto.
Oh, it is.
What's the motto with you? All right.